Loki Laufeyson is charged with sequence violation 72089. How do you plead?
We don't see a lot of Renslayer in these first two episodes, but what we do see, it's very clear that she has almost an unflinching loyalty and belief in the TVA and the timekeepers and what they decree.
And then what do you do?
Dictate the proper flow of time according to their dictations. How do you plead?
Why do you think that is? Do you have any insight on why she's so faithful to the organization?
Well, she really worked her way up. I mean, she started as a hunter, which is, the military sort of wing of the TVA, like Wumi's character B-15. And so to sort of come from that to becoming one of their top female judges is sort of a huge trajectory. So I think, she's obviously ambitious. She's worked really hard to get where she is. And I think she's done it by playing by the rules, by working really hard. She's somewhat sort of indoctrinated by the sort of TVA ideology and the timekeepers ideology of the sacred timeline, and the precision of that. And she really does believe it with her heart and soul. And that's her whole reality. So when Loki comes along, obviously, and all the chaos that he brings, her whole concept of reality starts to crumble a little bit. But yeah, initially she's incredibly faithful, incredibly loyal to the organization.
We don't really see much of her reaction after Loki goes through that portal. We just see her kind of getting into gear for the mess that is now happening at the TVA. Can you tease anything about what her reaction might be to that whole saga or how she's going to handle it now that this is a major crisis?
She has her own office. She's in a position of power. She doesn't grab her time stick from her mantelpiece very often unless it's absolutely necessary. There's plenty of minions and hunters to do that for her.
Right.
So when she gets out there and needs to kind of, fight, that's really when things must be bad. So I don't want to spoil where it goes, but the stakes are very high for her.
There's not much I can do if it doesn't work out.
For all time.
Always.
Because she has been giving Mobius some second and third chances with Loki, might she be concerned that this is going to fall on her because she's sort of been letting this happen to a degree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she is, sort of reports directly to the timekeepers. And she is the only character that we see, so far that reports directly to the timekeepers. So she has a huge amount of responsibility on her shoulders. It's going to come down on her and she's the one that's going to have to explain herself to them. Things really get more intense for Renslayer as the show goes on. So I think it gets more and more complex and layered for her, the deeper we get into the season. So I'm excited for people to, see it to the end.